So thank you so much for joining me today. Looks like everybody's here on time. I like that.
5 points extra credit.
5 points extra credit. Everybody's, that's awesome. Okay, the first question someone had was regarding our next writing assignment. Okay, so how many people have seen all the cool stuff I put up this weekend?
Seen or?
Yes.
Seen.
Or read?
Okay, who has not seen? One person's not seen. What is a flipped classroom?
Hey, we know that. We read
What
that
is a
the
flipped
first
classroom?
one.
What is a
So we
flip?
read the stuff online. Like we go and do the learning at home and then we discuss it in class.
Okay, so you know what a flipped classroom is.
Did you make an announcement that you posted a whole bunch of stuff?
Yeah.
'Cause that's the only way it tells me if you posted anything.
Did anybody not get an announcement?
I don't think I saw it. I'm
Okay,
normally
well,
good at Canvas.
conveniently enough, my announcement was
Busy weekend.
busy weekend, right? All that I posted was reinforcing what you guys have seen already, or at least the top two and bottom two. Did everybody look at the top two and the bottom two?
No.
Isn't
I
that
feel like you said there were 8 and I only saw 4.
You said 8.
okay?
There
The
were
4.
8 on the module
Module
itself.
Right.
one, right?
Oh, okay.
Right, there's 8 on the manual, there's only 4 in the email, because those are the 4 that are gonna be your next writing assignment. Okay, so that was answering his question. So the 4 on the next writing assignment are the 4 that I put in the busy weekend email.
Okay.
Okay, now those, if you go to the module page, there's a video in the module page, it's pretty cool. It's an hour, it's PBS, you guys will like it because it gives you a lot of history and a lot of background. So, did you see the video already?
Yes, I'm good.
You did, see? What'd you think of it? Old news, right?
Yeah.
You've heard that 1,000 times, right? But it was really a cool, different perspective though. When it gets down to the science and the research, wow, you know? And that's kind of the same concept that we've been talking about all along, agriculture, and community development, and
Sorry.
it's okay if I'm a comedian. No, I mean, usually I like it when you laugh when I say something funny. Then it's cool to laugh. But when you just start cracking up when I'm talking about your assignment, I'm like, oh, okay. Actually, you know, I actually had time to look at your assignments. You guys are awesome. I love your work. I mean, you can't imagine what it's like to teach graduate school classes when nobody knows how to write. And I mean, nobody knows how to write in graduate school. And you know what I found in the statutes? The Florida statutes say you cannot be admitted into graduate school without knowing how to read and write English. And it says that in the Florida statutes.
And does it specify how well?
That's a good point. And I bet you that's the loophole that Intu uses, or whoever, to put students into the system that aren't qualified to be there. So I love your work. You guys have really done some, I mean, just on the discussion that you guys have done, I am really impressed. I really like what you guys have done already. So you can know that I'm confident that whatever you guys write is going to be top notch, okay? And that's wonderful. How many people here are freshmen? This is your first ish? Wow.
Like,
I mean, because my kids went to IB and they did how many people did IB? You want to tell everybody what IB is?
It's the International Baccalaureate Program, and it's kind of like AP, where you get college credit, and it sets you up to graduate with basically your associates from high school.
Right?
AP but better.
Exactly. How many people did AP? I'll see everybody, all right? That's what I
That's
thought.
what I didn't say.
That's why, yeah. I see, my kids did the Bachelorette, they did the IB stuff, and they both got into the honors college, and then they both got bored and moved on. I mean, my daughter, what'd she get, a C in Chem 2, and she said, oh, I can't do pre-med, blah. And the first C in her life kind of thing. So she's a school teacher now. And then my son that was what she did. I don't know why she went from pre-med to school teacher. But she's married and happy, has that little house out in St. Pete, so whatever, she's happy, that's what matters to me. And then my son is actually in architecture. And he started the same thing, he actually took this class one time long ago. And he told me, a lot of things about it. So to actually work with you guys and see how much, because he got bored with it too. And he had 2 years or 1 year in honors and he went somewhere else. But it's so cool to have really bright kids that know what they're doing, that are interested in doing cool stuff. Because that, for the flipped classroom, is a big opportunity because we can do a lot more with it. We can do a lot more stuff with it. And So you had one speaker last week, right? Who did not like the speaker?
She was on point.
Wasn't she awesome?
Really
When I first went in to see her, we went into her office, and as soon as we walked in, she said, blah, 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 and she was just so excited just to have, people from USF come in to talk to her. And I was like, there's 3 more people coming, you might want to, save your story a little bit. And she was like, oh, that's right, sorry. And it was so funny when she finally was able to talk to all of us and how excited she is about the opportunity that she sees in that community, which, everything about success is in your passion. And I don't know if you've seen that has anybody read that in the readings?
Oh, not in the reading, but I've heard it.
Well, that's the Flow article. So you guys might, and I know I just threw that on as hey, look at Flow, look at team building. That's on the project page after all the flipped stuff, where it says, this is what you can do with flipped. And that's, so that, you're right, I wasn't an assigned reading, but it's there. And you guys might enjoy that because it talks about passion. It talks about how leadership is really about that excitement. That's what people respond. We're all emotional. We're all going to respond to that, right? Bless you. And so having that element in the classroom and in our lives is really exciting. And so, do we want another speaker like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys like that? Because I've gotten 2 or 3 other people asking me the same thing as she did. Hey, I want to come get some students to come work with us. I'm ready to make it happen. And interesting enough, reading through your homework, there were quite a few of you that talked about the botanical gardens, because we just had gone there. So there were a few of you who talked about botanical gardens. There were a few who talked about work at elementary school, which is another cool thing that we have an opportunity to do, the service learning at the elementary school or the university area community development center. That is not actually a school over there, even though they do have school programs. That facility runs a whole lot of other things. So the dynamic is a little bit different on what you can do. Something that jumped out at me reading your assignments were several people talked about sustainability and how it's one thing to create a community garden at a school, it's another thing to link it with the different grade levels so that the students are involved in the community garden, first grade, second grade, third grade, each one doing something different, but having part of their curriculum being out there doing something in the garden, which is really cool. And that's really what's going to make it sustainable.